Nod or Shake reviews. Willie nod or Willie shake. Johnny here. Welcome to another thing of Nod or Shake reviews. Nod if it's good, shake if it's not so good. Either way, you should check it out because you might find your new favorite movie. So we're going to talk about the movie a little bit before I review it. It's a big one, which is kind of cool. Terrifier 3. I got this. First off, I want it to be known if I pass out during this movie, it's because I'm tired. I am very, very tired, and it is past my bedtime, and I want to go to bed. So, if there's a newspaper that says local man passes out in the movie theater because of Terrifier 3, it's because I fell asleep. So I want to give a little shout out to Damien Leone, I think his name is. A lot of people are predicting that this is going to make a lot of money, and he, from my understanding, did this all by himself. And one of the things, because he's doing it by himself, he literally can do whatever he wants. Because there's no studio saying, this is too violent, this is too taboo. So all this is him. So whatever the review is, even if I absolutely hated it, and I hated the second one. I just absolutely hated it. And I love horror movies. Violence doesn't bother me, all that good stuff. It's just, hey, why don't you just watch the review? Because I have it on this channel. Pretty sure I'm wearing the exact same thing saying skull face. So, I just want to give him a shout out. I want to congratulate him. He did this all by himself, and he created, there was Michael Myers in the 70s, Freddy and Jason in the 80s, Ghostface in the 90s, and other people. This guy, again, all by himself, created, whether you like it or not, a horror icon, Art the Clown. So, big props to him. Even if this movie is complete dog shit, I want to congratulate him. And apparently he does all the makeup and stuff all by himself. Well, he has a team, but, again, it's all his money and all his stuff. So, shout out to him. And, alright, let's get to the review of Terrifier 3. I'm tired. Quick, just want to edit something I said real quick. I gave a lot of credit to Damien Leone, but I do want to stress that it takes a village. There was a whole team behind this, so props to all the team that worked on this movie and all that good stuff. So, Terrifier 3. Shake. This movie was not good. I just don't react to violence. I don't know if something is wrong with me. It's just kind of, especially when it's as repetitious as it is in this movie, I'm just kind of, listen, we live in a world that you can see a mass shooting online. I don't know. To me, seeing violence on screen, unfortunately, is just kind of like, yes, this person's getting their hand chopped off by a chainsaw. Again, I don't know. I mean, there are some things that I react to. Also, spoiler alert, the Substance has a woman take out a chicken through her belly button. So, I don't know. I wish he would just stick to either it's a killer clown that likes killing people for fun. I'd rather him just do that, because I feel like he's trying to make a story, and it's just a very quick exchange. Like, it's literally like a line or two or story explaining, and then the rest of it is just Art the Clown killing people. Which is, when I always mention Terrifier and how it's not a good movie, I'm always like, oh, it's just, a killer clown killing people. But it's not really that. It's a killer clown killing people, but they try to have a story, but it seems so tacked on just to have a story. I'd rather it just be a Friday the 13th or a Halloween where it's just endless movies of some clown killing people. This whole weird thing, it's like, huh? What? It's also scarier that it's just a normal clown killing people. That's what I think. Whatever. Tear my head off. It's just one of those things that there was one part where I'm watching and I'm like, is this almost over? Like, it's just I get very tired of it. I wouldn't even say very quickly, but it's just, and the other thing is, it's not shocking when it's every other scene. To me, no matter what you're doing, chopping someone's head off, chopping someone's wiener off, it's all the same thing, boys and girls. No. Oh, God, probably sound like a real serial killer in this one. And ripping fingernails, that gets me. Ripping out teeth. You know, I've seen some dude get their head chopped off 1,000,000 times in movies. So this isn't really doing anything unique. One other thing I want to point out, this probably makes no sense whatsoever, but I don't know if there's a whole thing of, I don't know if it's marketing, I don't know if it's actual reaction, but there's the whole thing of like, oh, there's people throwing up, there's people leaving, it's this and that. There was a warning before the theater, like there was like a thing blocking the doorway to the actual theater, basically saying it's people are doing this, people are doing that. If that's a marketing thing, I think it's a bad idea, because that puts it in your head that messed up, horrible things are going to happen. So you can almost guess when you see things winding, you see that what's going to happen, and then when it happens, it's not so bad. Example, and this is kind of spoiler territory, so I apologize. You see a kid in the movie, you know there's a killer clown, you know grisly, horrible violence is going to happen. You're going to put 2 and 2 together and go like, well, that's going to end badly. And when it does, it's like, yeah. So, Dr. Sleep, based on a book, if you didn't read it, if you just saw the movie, that scene where the kid is getting tortured by the knot, there's no warning. You see the movie and you think to yourself, oh, well, if they kill the kid, they're just going to kill him off screen, or they're not going to kill the kid, and they see him being brutally tortured. That should have been a warning, but it shouldn't. You know, I know there's this whole thing about like trigger warnings, and I know it's a whole big thing, and I understand the concept of it, but I do think it can take away from the reaction you have when you see art. Art, I think, should give you a reaction. And somebody saying, hey, by the way, you might feel this way, is going to take that reaction out. I understand the flip side of it. You know, there are some people dealing with, you know, if some person had a child get killed by a killer clown, and that's going to bring up bad memories, I get that too. So I'm a little wishy-washy on the whole concept of, because at the end of the day, this is a trigger warning. That's what it is. Or it's marketing, which again, I don't know. What'd you guys think of my nonsensical review I just dropped? I hope you liked it. And it was too long. It's just, the first one was the best one. It's very simple. Killer clown, kill people. That's his thing. Hour-and-a-half movie. Mwah. Mwah. Perfect. This 2 hours. The second one, 2.5 hours. What are we doing? I think this was a pinch better. Lauren Lavera, I think that she sold it. She was great. This was the best performance that Art had. The guy who played him, he was great. I think the scariest thing about Art is it's not the violence. He's just an unpredictable guy that you're like, oh God, what's he got in his bag of tricks? What's his next move? Some dude getting his head chopped off, man. I don't know. It's just kind of like, seen it. So, I don't know. Some dude gets his wiener chopped off. I'm like, alright. So, alrighty. What'd you think of Terrifier 3? Let me know in your comments and all that. Time for a horror movie recommendation to go with the theme. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to recommend, going with the theme, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That is a movie you should see, alright? You should see this one too. Support indie, I guess. Alrighty, thanks for cringing.